Hello, everybody. My name is Ed. I'm in my armchair, and the smoking lamp is lit. And guess what I'm smoking today? My favorite pipe. But look at this guy. A Mouton commissioned pipe. It is Beauteous Megamus Maximus. That's Latin, you know. The first pipe that I ever had commissioned. A calabash. Look at this guy. Whale spine. And this was just when he was just starting to do whale spine, so he didn't have too many of these out. I love it. What a nice pipe. And why we're doing this pipe is actually because last week on International Pipe Smoking Day, 3 pipes that I got out, I got a few more, but 3 that I got out were, of course, this Sexton Everson Stanwell 01, the Holy Grail, that I showed you on Thursday. So I had to have that on International Pipe Smoking Day, and that will be a tradition on that day, without question. Another one that is a tradition is my 1950 Dunhill, my birth year. I know what you're thinking. Oh, you look so much younger than that. What can I say? And this one. So having it out, I thought I'd show it to you. And remember, I'm ending up, actually only 2 more days left, of my To Smoke Every Pipe semi-bent, quarter-bent pipes. So I'll have gotten through all of those. In March, Meerschaum Madness. I will be going through all of my Meerschaum pipes. Smoking one every day. Smoking all of them. That'll be fun. I love my Meerschaums. So anyway, my Jason Mouton. Oh. Since this is my first commission pipe, I went kind of nutso, and I got Jason to do me a tamper to go with it, with the whale spine, the same specification. Cool, huh? What can you say? God, I love it. So today, Double O Pipe Rick is having a giveaway. And he is asking to tell a story of my youth. The young Eddie Dahmer. And, well, there's a fair amount of stories to be told. But, so what I'm going to kind of go with is the first one kind of popped up. And remember, I was quite young and stupid. But this is the day I almost burned down a train station. No biggie. So this is in Charleston, West Virginia. Not that far from our house. We were only about 3-4 blocks away from the mountains. And along the mountains was a train tracks. Actually, both of sides of that mountain valley were train tracks. I mean, that's how stuff got in and out. There was not any good roads. In fact, when we had our vacations, it would take us a full day to get out of West Virginia because you're just going on these winding roads through the mountains. Anyway, train tracks. And right there was an old train station. I mean, it was one of those ones you see in the Westerns. You know, just enough space, had a roof that kind of went around the thing, and then a walkway, place to pick up your tickets. Very old time, very simple train station. And it had been abandoned, but the train station was still there. Had a quick road, and then housing. So one day, me and my friend, Bill, were at the train station. We used to go there, play cowboys, because it was just one of those old-time train stations that you'd see in the Westerns. So, we were playing, and we noticed a few boards loose. Along the road, along the ground. This train station itself was up maybe, gotta have to remember, but probably about 3 foot up, and was on, it was up off the ground. And so under it was they just had boarded it up. You know, there's no basement or anything like that. It was just crawl space. So we're looking in this opening, and we could see another little opening on the other side. So we wanted to find out where that was and what was going on. So what we did is, now in those days, well, I've always been kind of a firebug. Just to light stuff on fire. And so I always had matches on me. And so my friend went on to the other side of the train station and found the small little hole. And so I went through, so now I'm under the crawl space. And what I did is I'd gotten some paper and I just lit it, put it in front of me to clear a path. Got another little wad of paper, threw it ahead, it was lit. And eventually had kind of a long little row to get to the other side. So I basically had most of that crawl space from one side to the other. Had little torches so that I could see. And so, not thinking anything about how incredibly dry and old the timber would be that it could light up. Anyway, I now backed up and I'm going to the other side. Saw my friend, we found out there's the path. So I went back, again with paper burning. Some of it was starting to go out, but I go out and I will still have vivid detail of this guy. I'm just getting out through the little board, the entrance or exit, whatever, through the board. And I'm seeing now these pair of black boots. So I pulled out, got out of there. Things down below were still on fire. They're starting to go out, but there were still fires under there. And this was a policeman. I guess the neighbors from across the street called to say somebody's in the train station. So, got a lecture from the police officer. By that time, at least the fire were out. Of course, the police officer probably did not know that we had fires going through there. So, nice little lecture on how stupid I was, and I can't, not let to play in the train station. So he finally was done. I thought, okay, this is the end of it. And then all of a sudden, Bill's coming around the station with another police officer. So they put the two of us together and we got the lecture again. Oh, anyway. We were finally let go. We were on our way. Now, the thing is, you would think that would be enough of police action for a while. Scoozy. Ends up, that wasn't even the last one of the day. And to make it worse, it was the same two police officers. But anyway, back at Bill's house, my house was on, about 100 yards away from his, on the same block. We was only two houses that actually you can see on the road. We had apple trees, and what we used to do is take the apples and throw them at semi trucks that would going up. This was a highway, the main highway through Canal Valley. And I threw one that actually went into the window of the driver. It was open, nothing broken. Anyway, he must have let somebody know that people were throwing apples at the trucks. And so here's Bill and I not too far from his house. and and all of a sudden we see another police car. We hide in the bushes, and we can see the two police officers, the same two that we had seen that week, and they are knocking on Bill's door. And of course we're going, what the heck is this? But yeah, it was probably the truck driver, because they went to my Bill's house, which is the closest one from where we were throwing the apples. Luckily, nobody was home. Of course, we didn't tell them anything or say anything or show ourselves. And they eventually went away. So, a day in the life. So my little story for Rick, Double O Pipe, 1,000 subscribers. What a milestone. And I think with any of you that does not know Rick, I think he is one of the best storytellers that we have. And we have a fair amount, but I think he's the best. He's the one that just tells a story and you just want to just sit back, relax, smoke a pipe if you're smoking a pipe, and listen to the story. I like it. Anyway, to you, Rick. Another VR for Mark, Leaf and Briar. I'm not sure the occasion on this. He has 130 or 175 subs. Still just getting started. So he's the world, his oyster. Huh? Anyway, he's having a giveaway. And he's asking to tell of your favorite corn cob. So if you're sitting down, stay down. Because yes, I do have my favorite corn cobs. In fact, I have a few. Yeah. I have, and my favorite was the Missouri Meerschaum Country Gentleman. So my first 2 corn cobs ever, it was a gift pack with 2 of them. So 2 Country Gentlemen. Huh? This is an extra one I had bought. Actually, I have a fair amount of these. Because what I do with these, I have given away a fair amount of them to the veterans. Also my friends, my golfing buddies. I have them if you want to smoke a pipe. Usually, as I say, we're usually smoking cigars. So I love the Country Gentleman. So I've just simply bought a bunch of those. Now I do have a few other ones. So it's the Country Gentleman. But he's asking for the favorite. So I got 2. I will show you. And I guess I'll show you. They're kind of the same, but these are actually from the first 2 I ever had. I've done a little adapting. Look at this guy. This is my 4th of July cob. See the stem? Cane rod piper. I then kind of put a red stain on this, and then let's see if you can see it. But this is wrapped with this skin. My 4th of July pipe. Another. This might be my favorite though. Another cane rod stem, camouflaged. Again, kind of a waxed string wrap to it. Kind of I learned in the Navy. And then, again stained. But this is so porous. And I don't want to stain it. It's just nice. So both of these are favorite pipes. Yay! And since these were around the longest, I've done stuff. Mainly, I think on both of these, I put pipe mortar into the bottom to fix up that, the way the stem gets in and stuff. It's not quite the same. So to stop any gurgling and stuff, I just put a mortar in it, catch it up to the draft hole. So I did both of those. I found out that really doesn't bother me. So I don't have to do anything with any of the other ones. But that's what I did. So, my favorite corn cob. And yes, who knows if you'll see me smoking these. Oh, maybe 4th of July one. So, Leaf and Briar. Check them out if you're not already done so. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, remember to hit the like and subscribe button. And also, remember, if you don't like this, you can't get to heaven. So may your smoking lamp always be lit. Take care out there. Blah, 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 blah.